Yes, in the previous class, first law of motion what we mentioned. First law of motion explained that what will happen to the body when it is the rest position or motion. Then today's class, second law of motion will discuss. What is the second law of motion? So Newton's second law explains what happens to the object when non-zero force acts on it. What happens to an object when some force acts on it, he is telling. Anything force is there on any object, what will happen to that object, that he is telling. So what will happen, that is, so suppose example, one object kept on the one ball kept on the floor, you push it gently on that, what will happen to that ball, it will move certain distance. So we can say that force is an action of which produces the acceleration. Force is one action and that will give the acceleration. So, and non-zero net force acting on a body disturb its state, whether motion or rest. If it is the rest, it will come into the motion. If it is in motion, if it will come to the maybe rest. If we apply the some force, that is a non-zero force. Now we are going to discuss how acceleration object depends upon the force applied on it, and how we measure that force. That also. Let us recall our observations from our everyday life. One example, badminton ball and cricket ball both will hit you to the same speed. Which one give more pain means, we can say obviously that is answer is cricket ball. And a small bullet fired from gun damages the wall only due to its high speed. No? Bullet. We all know that heavy truck causes more damage than the bicycle, which is hit the both it a wall. No? Heavy truck will damage the more that. So these can be explained by the concept called the momentum. This all what we discussed, momentum topic you can explain. Momentum can be explained based on that, and this momentum can be denoted by P. It is denoted by P. Momentum is denoted by P. So from the above examples, we can say that the momentum depends on two factors. Momentum mainly depends on two factors. What is one factor is that one is mass of an object. If mass is more, momentum will be more like that. Mass is more, mass of an object, another it is velocity. Second one is velocity. First one mass, second one velocity. On both these factors, this momentum will be dependent. Both of that factors momentum. So Newton used the phrase mass in motion, that is to present the meaning of the momentum. The momentum of a body is simply defined as the product of its mass and velocity. Mass and the product of, simply you can define the momentum definition. The product of mass and velocity is called momentum. The product of, so momentum is denoted by P, that is equal to mass and velocity is called momentum. P is equal to mass into velocity. So what is telling that that only, that is P is equal to m into v, m into v. So that is momentum of the formula. Momentum of the formula. Momentum of the formula. Momentum is equal to the product of mass and velocity. P is equal to mv. So it can be stated as mass in motion. As all objects have mass, if an object is in motion, then it acquires the momentum. So generally, every object having the mass, if it is in a motion, it acquires the compulsory momentum. So what is telling me? Every object certain having the 1 gram or 0.5 grams, so like that mass is there. So that mass is there means every object mass is there automatically. If it is in the motion, then it will get compulsory momentum. Mass is there already. If it is in motion, then automatically we can say mass into velocity called the momentum. That's why all bodies will get which is having the mass is there and momentum, we may get the motion may get the momentum. And momentum is a vector quantity. Momentum is a P is a vector quantity. Vector quantity. So why it is vector quantity means here velocity is there. Velocity also already vector quantity we discussed. So hence the direction of momentum which side it will be means velocity which side direction is there, momentum direction also in that side only will be. And very important, the SI unit of momentum is kilogram meters per second or newtons seconds. SI unit of momentum is kilogram meters per second or Newton seconds, not Newton per Newton seconds. So here some activities is there. Larger the net force, greater the acceleration. If larger the net force is there, larger net force, what is the acceleration means greater acceleration. Greater acceleration. And what is the larger the mass means smaller the acceleration. Mass is more, acceleration will be less acceleration. So example, this is object one more object, here mass is there, this one is pushing this one, it is very less acceleration, less will move. So if suppose this is there, one more small one is there, acceleration will be more. That is for this example you can take this one. So larger the net force, greater the acceleration, and larger the mass, smaller the acceleration will be. So larger the net force, greater the acceleration, larger the mass, smaller the acceleration. So Newton's second law states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the net force applied on the object in the direction of the net force. Therefore, F net is directly proportional to change in the momentum by time. Change in momentum by time. So F net is directly proportional to change in momentum delta P. Delta will shows the changes by delta T, change in time. That is. So suppose proportionality to remove, F net is equal to K into delta P by delta T. Here K is the constant term. To remove the proportionality, we taken the constant term. So this constant term. So SI unit of momentum is that kilogram meters per second we taken. So that value K is equal to 1 will take means F net is equal to delta P by delta T will get. Delta P by delta T will get. So already we know that P is equal to mv. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity. If we substitute P value in that, F net is equal to delta of mv. Delta of mv. So m delta v take. F net is equal to m delta v will get. So therefore F net is equal to m delta v by delta t. Delta v by delta t will get. So delta v by delta t is equal to, you can take a, since delta v by delta t is equal to a, we can take. So therefore F net is equal to m into a. F net is equal to m. This is the second law of motion, m into a, mass into acceleration. F net is equal to m. The above formula says that the net force produces the acceleration in a body in the direction of the force. And SI unit of force is kilogram meters per second, and this unit has been named as the Newton. And 1 Newton is equal to SI unit of force is equal to kilogram meters per second square. This is called a Newton. This unit only we are calling as the Newton. 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram meters per second square. So this is the second law of motion. F net is equal to ma, and it is F net is equal to delta P by delta T is universal formula. F net is equal to delta P by delta T in universal formula. You can take any system, but F net is equal to ma can be applied only for the system with constant mass. So in Newton's second law, we can use some problem to solve, which is mg vertically down also taken. Instead of a, we can take g also, ma. Instead of ma, we can take mg also. That is